Hello, everybody. Things over in Wasteville have been pretty shit. I can't lie to you, Chad. So, when I want to cope with the things that I'm dealing with in life, one of my favorite things to do is to go on my phone and start laddering on that mobile device. And it's better when you do it in a fuck-ass Galaxy gas tier. Gen 9 Ubers, in my opinion, has to be top 10 worst ladders of all time. Now, I'm not talking shit about the foreman. I know Gen 9 Ubers has some shooters. I'm an Ubers fan myself, although I'm not too big of a fan of Gen 9 specifically for Ubers. I much rather prefer 4 and 7, but what the fuck ever. Getting off topic. But it is one of the worst ladders, in my opinion, because little Timmy hops on that fucking Percocet and loads this shit up. And you'll see cores in Mons and Techs you'll never see even in the National Dex tier. You could drop $100+ for an admission fee to go to your local zoo, but I think it's better to just load up this ladder and see real creatures behind the glass. Anyways, speaking of glass, you have to smoke some pretty strong shit in order to play this tier. And I like to smoke 5,000 pounds of marijuana and then drink 500 gallons of mezcal to be able to stomach loading up this ladder. But like I said, I'm a fan of Ubers. So I actually like Ubers on a conceptual level, like on an actual, on paper, this is what Ubers should be. Unfortunately, when you play this fuck-ass tier, you will eventually run into someone who somehow made it to the 1100s playing Haze Chien Pao. He likes to pair it with Beartick, but that's neither here nor there. Let me actually talk about the team in a more serious capacity, because I do actually have fun when playing the tier when you actually get to play it, and not people coping out on SVUbers. Sorry, I just keep going into that sarcastic little tone, don't I? That would be the 5,000 pounds of marijuana and 500 gallons of mezcal. Shout out my aunt one time. Anyways, this is the actual team. The main thing that made me want to play the team to begin with was one time I rolled a Calm Mind Arceus Electric in Ranbats and it 6-0'd, and it was really funny. So I just made an entire team based around Zap Arc. Unfortunately, it's not really the best. In my opinion, I don't know. I'll get into it when we get to Eternatus, but Eternatus is really only there because of a personal pick and just how much I like spamming this mon in Ubers. That being said, you really shouldn't be playing it on this team because, holy shit, the only way you're beating Groundon is Ho-Oh dodging Stone Edge. Yikes. Anyways, I'll just get right the fuck into it. So, Arceus Electric is a really funny mon because it plays a Terra that does nothing for it defensively, and if anything, makes it worse defensively. You literally only want the Terra because it gives you a free opportunity to CM twice if the opponent is playing their own Eternatus and it's not, you know, the Chad Power Herb, and it's some Recover Toxic bullshit, which is for some reason played more than Power Herb. I would have more respect if you played Specs or Scarf, but no. If you're doing Recover Toxic Eternatus, look, all I'm saying is you need to be visited by the police. Anyways, Judgment with Zap Plate and then Ice Beam gives it Bolt Beam coverage, and you can just see him recover on shit like crazy. It is a very hard to get in win condition. It is a very conditional win condition. You really shouldn't be playing this mon unless you're like me and you specifically just want to play a strong Bolt Beam mon that has Recover or something. Like, this is a novelty ass mon. You should not consider it. You should consider many things before you consider Arceus Electric. That being said, it is not bad, and the only reason I'm playing it is because I just wanted to, and the entire team revolves around it a little bit. Or at least is mons that facilitate it winning in the late game, or beat the things that it doesn't beat. That's kind of how you have to play Ubers. Ubers is like a rotating win condition game where you just send out your next win condition when the previous one gets curb stomped. That's kind of how you play this tier. It is gas though, but also the ladder sucks. Anyways, I'm actually gonna skip Koraidon. We're just gonna move him to the end actually. I'll talk about him last because he's my favorite one to talk about for the team. Eternatus Power Herb. Herbert. Mr. Herbert over here. Alright, he takes the Watt to Galar. And boy howdy, he can just win by himself. He is probably the best lead you could have on this team. Eternatus is such a good mon in Ubers. Honest to fucking God. You can just lead him on so many team structures. He's like a random accessory that you can just put on an Ubers team. You never have Eternatus as the focus of your team because his role is really, really generic. If it's Specs, Scarf, or Power Herb, you click buttons. You just send him out and you click buttons. He's big and strong, and he sure does resist Kyogre. If you want to play the, like, Boots Toxic Recover, you totally can. That is an option. But even if that is the route you're going, you can just slap this mon on a team. Like, if you just need a 6 Pokemon, just put on Power Herb Eternatus. It will just come out, click buttons, chip things, and either win or cause you to win. It is really funny. That being said, I don't even know if I really would put him on this team in a serious environment. But he is a good mon, and he's really easy to just use. You just put him on a team and you click buttons with him. You do not have to think when you use Eternatus. It's really funny. I just like Meat Beam Eternatus specifically because I'm a huge fan of Meat Beam Glamora in OU. And it just works. Dude, if they go webs, you put them in a very precarious spot where you can deny them webs if they're a good player. Or if they're a bad player and they just click webs anyways, you win with Eternatus and Koraidon. It's ridiculous, because if they don't stun spore you, instead of going for the webs, you click Meteor Beam, you're +1, you bring down the Ribombus Sash, and then they send out webs, and we have Boots Koraidon, which 6-0s webs, and now you're +1. They didn't stun spore you, so you're faster. And you just start clicking buttons, and you just start chipping shit or Oko and shit. Honest to God, it's just ridiculous. We got the Sweet Life of Zach over here. Very standard Trailblaze set. I didn't want to play Rough. In the end, I feel like it would have been better, actually, if I did a standard Play Rough set, but I like Trailblaze because I really like making other Zach players mad when they switch in to try to do a speed tie, 50-50, whatever. You just click Trailblaze and it's like, nah, bitch. We aren't having the 50-50. You lose. Good day, sir. We have a Ho-Oh. It's really funny. Earlier today, I had a whole conversation with someone where I was like, dude, Ho-Oh needs to be like stupid high on the rankings, on the viability rankings. Because in my mind, I for some reason thought he was like top 20, or like somewhere in that range. Because I think people were sleeping on him when he first came to Gen 9 through Home Sport. I think was it through Home or was it through? No, it was through Home. I think. I don't remember if it was Home or DLC 1. I don't remember. It's been years, dude. And that fucks me up thinking about how it's been years since not just Scarlet Violet came out. It's been years since the DLC came out. That scares me. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. What was I saying? Right. So Ho-Oh wasn't seen as good as it is right now, and I guess assumed that that's just how things were still, and then looked at the viability rankings just as I was telling this person, dude, he needs to be like top 3 or something. Lo and behold, I looked at the VR. He's top 3. So that's really all you need to hear about $2 winnings. The most typical set of all time. God, if he had Defog, he'd be fucking top 2 easily. If this motherfucker had Defog, he might even be goddamn number 1. This is the most spammed mon ever. He already is, but like, if he had Defog, goddamn. But Sacred Fire, Brave Bird, Whirlwind Recover. Typical. No thought into it. If I have to explain why Ho-Oh's good, you just do not understand Mons. It's not even understanding the tier, it's just not understanding Mons. I don't even know why I put King Gambit in here. I just really liked the idea of Black Glasses era Dark King Gambit in this tier. Just winning games. And he has, for me, actually. He has killed Zach Crowns with Sucker Punch with only 3 dead before. Granted, like, really, really low ones, but still. Like, it's really funny. Realistically, I wouldn't even consider putting him anymore. I think, if you want, you could, switch out Eternatus and this mon for 2 defensive mons, especially one that resists or is immune to ground. And, like, Levitate, honestly, Levitate, oh fuck, I'm like blanking out. Sorry, I'm like, I don't know why I blinked out there. Guillotine with Will-O-Wisp and Defog is honestly a better pick than King Gambit. I was just having fun with it. So if you really want to take the team seriously, swap out the Eternatus for something better. I don't know what, maybe Kyogre. And then swap this guy out for Levitate Giratina with Willow and Defog. That being said, it doesn't fucking matter because we have the final mon here. The Akiway Reborn. Because I had a Koraidon named Akiway in the past, but not anymore. Whatever. Anyways. So this mod just literally reverse sweeps webs. So the reason I do like Eternatus and why I still play it, even though I keep saying you shouldn't, is the thing I like about the team is it literally 6-0s webs. Like, webs cannot beat this team. It's ridiculously funny. You lead Eternatus, they always will go Rabombi if they're a dogshit player, and they're playing webs, so yes they are. I know I have a webs video on my channel. I'm agreeing with myself here. It's dogshit. I'm a dogshit player for playing webs. But you meet Beam. If they're a dogshit player, they'll click webs turn 1 and they have just immediately lost. Because you just then click buttons, you click Flamethrower, Dynamax Cannon, you hit Sledge Wave. And then if any problem mon comes in, like they send in their own like piece of shit that ice beams you or something, you go right into Akiway. Boots Koraidon. Oh, sorry, I just have to bug and paste up here. Whatever. Boots Koraidon just makes it so you just don't ever lose because he comes in, he doesn't get webbed down. You flame charge, you beat shit. You can SD on a lot of things he comes out on, and then you just flame charge and win. Terran Ghost so that you don't lose to E-Speed Swords Dance Arc because that's a fucking demon. And then low kick outrage for your stabs. Very simple, but like the coverage between Akiway and Walk to Galar, you can just switch back and forth and beat webs that way. Because you don't really need the speed on Eternatus if you take care of mons that can chunk it. Which you will do with Koraidon 9 out of 10 times. Honestly, this team's kind of like pissing me off. So I'm just gonna like do it now. You know, just and then I don't know. Last move can be whatever the fuck you want. With this team, but this team Hex might be better because you have Poison Chains with Sludge. It's low though, and then you have Sacred Fire. So Hex wouldn't be bad. Yeah, Hex isn't bad at all. I'd just do Hex. And then for the spread, just I'm forgetting how much it is until you hit 310, and then like if you want to beat Ho-Ohs, you just do that. Yeah, just do this. You'll beat Ho-Ohs. Because sometimes Gliscor is in the tier. What's fucking Gliscor's Uber's spread again? Like, we're going on an adventure together, alright? We're just gonna have an adventure together. Where the fuck is I'm dumb. I'm so dumb and blind. What's the speed tier? 24 speed. That gives it 232, right? Okay. I just had to double check what it was in Ubers. So if you wanted to, you could... You do that. There you go. We can drop this down to just 300, honestly. Because 501 HP is good enough, and then you can just do that, do more hex damage on Gliscor. I mean, this is if you want to do some like weird Galaxy Gas Chinese spread. Realistically, you should just do that. You know, that's what we'll do. Now you outspeed Gliscor. Make it shiny because it's shiny as baller as fuck. And then like, what do I nickname it? You're gonna see like a genius at work here. Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna do a quick shot of Mezcal on the video. If you made it this far in the video and you fuck with me, can I just get like in the comments section, I ride with Giratina? Because I ride with Giratina. Oh. 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 Yeah, that's it. Oh, what's the brand of this shit? Hold on. Yeah, we're incorporating that in the nickname. Well, honestly, we could just name it Kalaskus. Kalaskus. We got gangster. And look at that. Look. It's gonna see. It's legit. So that means it's good. Yup. This button doesn't just tell you if it's valid. It tells you if the team is good. And guess what? The team's good. Sorry, Judd. Yup. The end. The chud gets the ladder. Suck it, nice guy. I was gonna end the video there, but then I was like, I think there's more I wanted to talk about. There was like another interaction I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember. If I remember, I'll put it in the comments. I'm pretty sure I went over every important interaction, like Eternatus plus Koraidon for webs. The only way you're beating Arc Earth or Groundon with Stone Edge is getting really lucky with Ho-Oh and maybe burning Terra for it. You should probably play rough and not Trailblaze on this Zac set, but whatever. And then, yeah, we already fixed the team. The team's good now because I put Giratina on it. Remember, Giratina is the best Pokemon ever, actually. It's not Ho-Oh, it's actually Giratina. I'm gonna do another shot of Mezcal, actually.